Hello and welcome at the WCSLeague.net 2017 Megane Trophy. My name is Menno Klont and I will be your one of your commentators today, and the only one who is here now. And we'll have two great Megane races at the Brno circuit in the Czech Republic. And we're just in the warm-up session. We just had qualifying. More about that later. But yeah, currently looking at some drivers doing the last preparations for the race. I'm looking to look if the broadcast works like it should. I hope so. I'm looking, and yeah. So we're currently viewing Roy Schouten, who was very quick in qualifying, and is now getting a good lap in the nice red with grey car, and yeah. He's not the only one on the track, of course. We have also got Mark Fuller, who already set a time in this warm-up session. Oh, and nearly slides off, but that guy has a good car control, of course. And yeah.
User joined your channel.
And I believe now we are definitely online. So we had some minor issues, and I believe now, and yeah, now it should be fine. Good. Hello, Sam.
Hello, Menno. Good evening, everyone. Hello. Have we already started the broadcast then?
Yeah, we already started because yeah, to filter out some issues like we had. So yeah, we just had qualifying and we're now in the warm-up, and we've got, I believe, 18 drivers today. But yeah, it still is a good race, and will be interesting who will be on top. So yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see everyone out there then today, Menno. Good to be in here as well. Sorry I missed qualifying. It's been a bit of a rush getting home, but yeah, we're all out on a track right now, and I see it's raining pretty heavily right now as well. So be interested to see if this carries over into the race.
Yeah, that's this year. I mean, this season in racing, it's always rain, or nearly always rain. Well, what's that this year, Sam? Is that just bad luck? Because yeah, I know at the Formula 1 they try to go to certain areas of the world when it's not too hot, and yeah, but we all have the same problem, that we always have rain in during races of WCS. Is that just bad luck, Sam? You reckon?
I'm not sure either that or it's bad planning by someone, but certainly does seem to be the case that it's wet and it's looking very miserable wherever we go. Of course, we were here only a few days ago in Brno for the GP3s, and we had quite similar conditions. I'd probably say the rain wasn't as bad on Wednesday last week, but both races had some weather kind of inflicting them. But here right now it's looking much worse, and I think the drivers are going to have the work cut out tonight to try and look after the cars and look after themselves.
Definitely, it will be an interesting showdown. So yeah.
Certainly, it's good to be back in the commentary box there, Menno. First time with you as well, I think it is.
Yeah. Well, might have done this last season somewhere, but not this year. So yeah.
Yeah, certainly a while ago. Were you able to see Norris Ring last round out? Unfortunately, I missed that one.
No, I missed that one unfortunately as well. But yeah, well.
Oh, that's brilliant. Then we're as clueless as each other then.
Yeah,
in terms
but
of, what happened.
maybe that's good. I mean, we don't judge people now, if you know what I mean. We're not saying, oh, that's the same movie that in the Norris Ring, that idiot. No, we can say that. We don't know. We now should talk about the idiotic things they did in the races before. No, kidding. I think we've got a good race, and of course, I believe 18 guys are driving, and top 15 gives points, so that's good for everybody actually, or nearly everybody. So yeah, we shall see
Yeah, I
what
think
will
we
happen.
might be waiting for one person at the moment, aren't we? I think that's probably why we haven't switched over to the race.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we now
Looks
got
that way.
17. Yeah, it will be very interesting. This race,
Yeah.
and
Like,
like
pops back in.
yeah, like every race will be interesting, of course.
Oh, absolutely. We haven't had an uninteresting race ever in WCS, and it looks to me like last time out at the Norris Ring it got pretty interesting as well, because Eric Strana, who hasn't competed at all in the Meganes this season, turned up for that round, and he went on to win the race as well. He won the first race of the two a couple of weeks ago, and Roy Schroeder took the second race. Both drivers first time winners this season in the Meganes, so quite an interesting one, and I'm pretty upset that I missed it. I still am. I was upset before I found out that I was going to miss it, and I'm still upset now that I have missed it, especially after seeing the kind of results that we had. But it also looks though like Rick Kilk was continuing his strong run of form by picking up 2 podium positions as well, pretty much carry on where he left off at Bahrain, and that just means that he's leading the championship right now, but only by 3 points over Tobias Olsen, so pretty close between the two. But I'm looking down the list today, Menno, and I can't see either driver, to be honest with you. I can't see either of them.
No, they're not here. I think we heard that Argo Teder was not home, so he missed the race. It was unfortunate. I believe he went to the what was it? To the Sim Racing Expo at the Nürburgring, I believe.
Ah,
And I
okay.
believe he went there, and of course that's the, how you say, the Mecca Valhalla for sim racing.
Yes.
And he's coming from Estonia, I believe. And yeah, that's of course really a long way back. So yeah.
Must be far to go. So maybe that is why we're missing a few guys today. That
Yeah.
means though that it looks like Jason Muscat is currently third in the championship. Well, he's got the best opportunity today. He's starting. Where is he starting? He's starting in 7th place from the looks of things, but he could take the lead of the championship by the end of the night if the results go his way.
Well, let's hope that that's the case for him actually. So yeah. So we're waiting for everybody to line up for the 40-minute race, and yeah, it's very interesting.
Could be. It's just I think the drivers are just taking a little bit of time getting onto the grid. They're probably checking out what the weather's like at the moment, and I can confirm it's still pretty wet and miserable as it was in the warm-up session, and I assume in qualifying as well. So everyone's going to have to be on their guard really, and just watch out in the first lap at least, just to get around more than anything, because it's going to be pretty treacherous out there right now.
And we're waiting for them to start the warm-up lap, and that happens right now. So, do you want to do the grids, or should I do the grids?
I'll let you do the first half, Menno. You can do the first half. The grid, since you were here before me, I'll take the second half.
Okay, I will do the first 9 then. Okay, now well, in pole position, it's Roy Schoten, and he just they did a good job, of course, to getting the pole position, and I think he's got a good chance. In P2 it's Niranjan Kumar, his teammate actually for this race, and I believe the whole season he was his teammate, so this is a good showing for the team. With Roy Verzel in P3 and Matthew Williams in P4 and Wesley Stefano in P5 with Mark Fuller with an excellent qualifying into P6. So I think Mark loves these conditions, and hopefully he can do well. Jason Muscat, who's pretty high in the championship, is P7 with his teammates Kevin Samut in P8. With well, debutant at least for in this series, it's Arnold F. Gluckstra, and we see how he will do. I know him for a bit longer, but he's returning to this league, and interesting what he can do. Up to you, Sam. You can do the rest.
Yeah, no problem, Menno. That's certainly a name that I've never heard before, so glad that Glastra has come along to have a bit of a go in the Meganes. We'll see how he gets on tonight, definitely. Mid-pack for a starting position is not bad at all either. But behind him in 10th place will be Dan Hutt for JFF Racing, with Josh Downard Performance in 11th. Niels Boss lines up in 12th for Sachs Racing. And then row 7 has Rennick Hoekstra for CM Tech Racing and David Nichols for ST Racing. Roland Hutt is in 15th place, second of the GFF cars. Eric Stanford for the Elite Virtual Motorsports will be lining up in 16th. And then all on his own at the back of the grid, he's racing for the WCS Open team, so no team affiliated with him, is Vincent Dyke. And yeah, he'll be the guy.
Yeah.
He'll follow the pack round and line up at the back of the pack, and we'll see how he gets us on as well. It looks like it's actually stopped raining right now as the cars come to the grid. So
interesting, but the whole grid is pretty interesting. I see Eric Stanford only at the back, but it's at GP3 here in Brno. He had an amazing race, so and that was in the rain conditions as well. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah, we shall see if he does well.
Well, certainly will, as he lines up on the back of the grid along with Vincent Dyke as well. So it looks like everyone is ready for this first race here at Brno. The lights are coming on, the engines rise, and look at that. Glastras has already jumped the start, and he could have taken the lead there, but he's backed off, thought better of it, but he's going to have to pit that surely.
Oh, we've got a crash, I think. We got a crash. I think we had Verzeil crash with somebody. Oh, and another crash. Oh, guys, I think this is aquaplaning. I think this is purely aquaplaning here. Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, guys just struggling in a straight line, aren't they? Mark Fuller, Josh Downard, Glastra. He's got to the back, and yeah, like you said, Verzeil, he went off pretty much as soon as he got out of his box. Got back up to 12th place now, but certainly struggling right now. But Kumar, though, he has taken the lead from his teammate Roy Schroten, and he's looking pretty good for the first half of this lap. But Schroten, whoa, big wiggle there by Kumar, but Schroten has got Stefano Muscat and Dan Hutt. A great start for him. He's already up to 5th place here, looking very good right now behind the leaders.
Oh, look at them go, look at them go. And we go on board. Oh no, we're not going on board with Dan Hutt. Dan Hutt spins out of P5. His start was so amazingly good. And now he's on the grass, but the grass is slippery, of course, from the rain. And Dan is in P16. Oh, disaster for Dan Hutt. He had quite a good qualifying. You see the progress with Dan every time he races. But, yeah, this is still a mistake from him, unfortunately. But the race is still long, and we can see what will happen later with him.
Yeah, certainly. It's a bit topsy-turvy all over the grid right now. Roy Verzeil is now up into 8th place after a few more guys like Hoekstra, Stanford and Dyke had a couple of issues in the mid part of the lap. But Kumar still leading this one as he comes round to complete the first lap of 20. And Schroter is keeping him very honest, the two teammates at the front.
He went a bit deep near Anjan. And yeah, Roy looks like he's pretty quick already. So he lost the lead, but it still looks good.
It certainly does.
Is there something for P3?
We'll have a look. It's side by side with P3, isn't it? Stefano's got Muscat on his inside into the final chicane, and Muscat's going to have to try and wing it round the outside. Takes the cutback. onto the inside now, and they're still going to be side by side down the pit straight then. Across the line, Schroeter has taken the lead actually from Kumar, so I didn't quite catch where that happened. Don't know if you did, Menno, but right now Muscat on the inside of Stefano and takes that third position away, so changes between first and second and third and fourth.
I must say I missed that because I was focusing on the intense battle between Jason Muscat and Wesley Stefano. And,
Yeah.
And is that Arnold Glastra? Is he in?
He's gone through the pits. Oh, of course, he's serving his driver, isn't he, for
Yes.
jumping the start. So a big penalty for him, but he's got a clean track in front of him at least to try
Oh,
and make
and
up
we've
the
got
positions.
Mark Fuller in as well. Oh no, he had a quite amazing qualifying as well, and he's down. So this is very interesting. You now got people who were down on the start position, but now very good in race. Look at Eric Stanford as a good example. He jumps I think around 8 positions. Well, we see a problem for Niels Voss. Niels Voss is off, but now he's on. I think that was a minor mistake with actually quite a big time loss. I think his bottom plate was on the curbing. Sam, did you see it happen or?
Yeah, it just drifted a bit really, and maybe not quite paying attention, but it just meant that he went onto the grass, and as soon as he was on the grass he had no grip at all. Lost quite a bit of time there, but dropped back a couple of positions, but at least he's going forwards again. That meant that Eric Stanford got past him, and Stanford had a mixed start, went back a bit, and now seems to be recovering once again. So we'll keep up with Stanford. His teammate Matthew Williams also doing an excellent job, already up into 5th place after also having an adventurous start and falling back and having to recover. So watch out for the pair of them. They look like they've got a little bit of pace in the car today. So back at the front then, Roy Schroeter crosses the line to complete lap 2, and he has got a 2-second lead over his teammate Kumar, and really starting to pull out now.
We're going to look to Verzal. Roy Verzal is pretty quick. He's looking at Nichols. And he's got the inside. Roy will have this. Will he have this? Yes, of course he will have this. Or not. No, he will have this. So David Nichols moves down 1 position, and Roy Verzal moves up 1 position.
Yep, good pass by Verzal into turn 1, one of the best places to do it, and he's just really coming back after that terrible start that he had. Lost all that ground from 3rd place on the grid, but
Yes.
he's got Williams ahead of him about 3 seconds, so not too far down the road. And you can actually see, Menno, as well, you can see there's a drying line forming on the track already because we haven't got any rain at the moment. So
I see 2 people pit, Dan Hunt and Glastra. Are they going to drive? Or was that a drive-through penalty? Again.
I'm having a look. It's hard to tell on these cars. Let me have a skim round. It's hard to tell, isn't it? You can't really see the tyre, and it doesn't really show you the kind of tyre from the colour on the sidewall either. So your guess is as good as mine, Menno, right now, whether he's on wets or not.
And it took me a while to get the right camera, but I now have the right camera. Now on the car of Jason Muscat, but it looks like Roy Schroeter really is the fastest. It looked like a moment ago that Niranjan Kumar was under pressure of Jason Muscat, but he's got a bit of a gap now.
Oh, it certainly does. I've just worked this out then, Menno. I can tell you that Dan Hurt, Glastra, Buller and Hoekstra have all switched to the slick tyres then.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Glastra has made a mistake, got stuck in the grass for a while.
Yeah.
He's dropped a position behind Buller, but they're all giving it a go. They've switched very early on, so let's see if the gamble pays off.
Oh, we've got somebody got off. It's Roland Hutt, yes. So that's Daddy Hutt, if I can say it like that. Yeah, but maybe he's got the problem now that he's on the wet tires, and he's on the dry patch, so the wet tires will have a lot of problem with giving the right amount of grip, because I see a clear line forming here, so that would be interesting on tires. And I'm not sure if the early stoppers had it right.
Yeah, it might be just a little bit too early at the moment, mightn't it? Hard to say.
Yeah.
Hard to say. I'm trying to look.
Oh, and Matthew Williams overtakes Wesley Stefano for P4. And I think Matthew Williams is a guy that actually likes these conditions, so wouldn't be surprised if he will be up further up in this race. And yeah, it's very interesting what will happen now, but there will be a time, I think, that those guys need to switch over to another tire as well, and who from the top 5, top 6 will be the one that says, yes, I'm the first one to gamble.
Well, I don't think any of them are going to gamble now, because look, it's starting to rain again.
Yes.
And
yes.
I think that dry line's going to disappear quite quickly, and Rennick Hoekstra has already come back into the pits. I think he's realised that it's not the tire to be on yet. He's switched back to the wet, so that gamble certainly not paying off right now. It looks way too wet out there.
Yeah, that's a bit sad, of course, for everybody who pitted, but yeah, that's the risk as well of pitting for a dry tire. It can work extremely in your advantage. You will be amazingly quick and will gain a lot of time, or yeah, you will lose a lot of time.
Yeah, I can imagine that Dan Hutt, Fuller and Glaster will probably be following Hoekstra in fairly soon, and well, that's just been a big waste of time for them, unfortunately. But Roy Schroten, he continues on his way, and he's got a 4-second lead now over Kumar. So big gap between the two, and Muscat certainly coming under pressure from Matthew Williams. Matthew Williams all over the back of Muscat right now, and already looking at alternate lines, trying to find a way past. Oh, he's got so much speed through the centre of the corner, has Williams. He's got so much more speed than Muscat, and I think it's only going to be a matter of time before he is able to stick one up the inside and have a go and get past him.
Very interesting. Sam, could you... Oh, we have a spinner just in front. That's Rick Hoekstra. Oh, no! He crashes with Jason. Oh, this is unlucky. This is really unlucky. How much damage is there with Jason? Not that much. Oh my god, this was of course very unlucky. This was not what Rink wanted, of course. And it was a slight tap, but wow. Jason.
Yeah, it actually looked like Muscat was going to get through there, didn't it? It looked like he was going to get past Hoekstra, but then all of a sudden Hoekstra's car just came back around in the middle of the track. It just clipped the rear left of Muscat's car, put him off onto the grass, and that's cost Muscat quite a few positions. Williams, Stefano and Basal have all got past Muscat now, so he's got a bit of work to do to catch up, and hopefully he hasn't got too much damage. But like I said, that means that Williams is now free, and he's 2.5 seconds behind Kumar, and definitely already closing the gap. Stefano though, he has got Basal all over the back of him, and Basal, another driver recovering, looking to make up another position.
Oh, and he goes off. Wesley goes off, and Roy gets the position. Roy Versal up to P4. So after a good few laps already, it's Roy Schoten who's in P1 now with 5-second lead on Riran and Kumar, with now Matthew Williams in P3, and Roy Versal in about 11 seconds from the leader in P4, with Wesley Stefano P5 and Jason Muscat P6, David Nichols P7, and we just have an overtake just downward on P8, Neil Sussen P9, and Eric Stanford rounds out the top 10.
Yep, a lot of moves still to be made, I feel.
Very interesting, this battle between, sorry to interrupt you, between 7, 8 and 9. I think we should watch this a bit. Currently on board with Niels Vos.
Yeah, David Nichols, Josh Downard, Niels Voss and Eric Stanford. Add Kevin Samet to that as well. It's a good battle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Multiple cars all battling away. Voss is probably the closest Downard right now, but Downard is catching up with David Nichols pretty quickly as well as they go around the bottom half of the track. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be difficult to overtake around here. Nichols just goes a bit wide. That allowed Downard to catch up a little bit, but not quite close enough to really make a move yet. Oh, but has he made a mistake here though? Nichols really running wide at some of these corners. Downard right onto the back of him, and just trying to get his nose up the inside as they head now down turn 10, down the hill towards turn 11. And I think Downard's going to be a little bit too far away to make a move on Nichols down here. Oh, he's having a go though. He's dived in there and he's hit the apex, and Nichols has to let him give him the room. That's Downard with the move. Great move.
Yeah, we were just on board with Kevin Samuel for a brief moment where he could see, the 4 guys just in front of him. It was very interesting, and then we had the move from Just Downard. So Just Downard has, he feels quite good then. He had a good and clean overtake. While we now have, I believe, Kevin Samuel very close to Eric Stanford.
Yes, you're right on his tail, isn't he, actually, Samet now. So coming onto the pit straight, just can't quite apply the power. Stanford's able to pull away a little bit, but I think Samet's making it all back up in the corners. That's where he seems to be quicker out of the 2 drivers, so we'll see if he can have a go into 1 and through 2 and 3 as well. But Stanford just keeping it nice and clean, doesn't make a mistake there, and then pops back out onto straight towards turn 4 as Vincent Dyke is pitting.
Interesting. Interesting. What will he do? Is it the fast stop? Is it the slow stop?
He's gone for slicks. Menno. Stefano's out. Where's he? Stefano? He's retired. So what's happened there?
What's happened there?
I don't know if you can find it, Menno, but be interesting to know what happens. Who's that?
No, I can't.
Niels Voss has just gone off as well.
I can't. For now, I try to remind it a bit, but I can't. But yeah,
Okay.
so he's out. That's one of the top 5, and it's not only hurting him for race 1, but also for race 2, of course.
Yeah, big for him. He's going to be starting from the very back of the grid then in race 2, and well, that's going to just mean that he's got a lot more work to do. There may not be too much of an issue because we've seen how much this grid shook itself out at the start of this race, but of course he has to try and avoid all the carnage as well, which is going to be very, very difficult.
Yes, and that means then we've got both Huts now in the points. So we got Ronald Hut actually in a very good race in 11th, and Downard in T15. Well, we've got we're nearing a move for Eric Stanford, David Nichols. But is there room? No. And what is Kevin Samuel doing about this? What is he thinking? Oh,
He's
and
right
what
behind.
happened with Niels Voss? Niels Voss is a bit down on the rest.
Yep, he made a mistake and just lost the car in the
Oh,
middle part of the lap.
This is interesting. We've got a double pit stop for whoa! We got a double pit stop for the team from Performance. It was Roy Vassal in and Just Downard in, so they pits as well. Interesting.
They're both good slicks, but Downard's got a long pit stop here. I think he had a bit of damage to his car and just had to fix that also. So both switching over. It looks as though that Vassal, Downard, Glastra, Dyke, Buller, Hutt, and Hoekstra, with the exception of Hoekstra, sorry, have switched over to the slick tyre once again. So again, trying to gamble a lot of them. We'll see if it can pay off this time around. But there is blue skies out there, and it certainly has stopped raining.
Yeah, I see Anand Glestra with the fastest lap. Is that correct? I just saw that briefly. So the number 12 in the race has the fastest
Yep.
lap. So that would mean this is time to switch.
It certainly looks like it. He was 3 seconds faster than any time that Roy Schroten, our race leaders, managed to put in. So clearly got a much faster car and leading right now.
I'm going to tell you, Roy Versal is on it. Roy Versal is on it. If he can get it onto the track, and we're now looking at Roy Versal, I think he's the highest classified driver on the dry tire. And he's just seeing 4 drivers in front of him. I think he can be the one that does well. And we've got Roy Schroten in, of course, we've got him in.
Yeah, Matthew Williams is coming in as well, so all the drivers are pitting now. Kumar stayed out. This is interesting stuff. This is going to be the pit stop that kind of decides it here, isn't it? In terms of where everyone is going to come back out on track. How far can Vassal get up? Muscat coming in as well.
Ooh, long stop for Schroten. Interesting. He just comes out in P2. Yes. Interesting. Roy still leads. Well, not leading, that's Kumar, but I think he still leads after, But Roy Versal is coming, and that's what I will be saying. I think all those people are now a lap or 2 laps too late. Matthew Williams lost a lot of time on Roy Versal. I think Roy Versal did the best thing here, and I think Roy Schroten had just a good lead. I think this will hurt Niranjan. What do you think, Sam? Will this hurt him?
Yeah, it's going to affect Kumar quite a bit. I know it's a bit difficult on the first lap, but I'm just watching Basal. He's picking everyone off. Samet, Boss, Blast, just breezing past the 2 of them, just showing the difference in tyres, what that's making right now. So Schroten is going to be much faster than Kumar by the end of this lap, I'm sure. That just means that Kumar really needs to pit now. I don't know if they would have had an issue with double stacking if he pitted at the same time as Schroten. That's why he didn't pit, because of course they're teammates. But whatever the case may be, I think he's left it out 1 lap too many, and he's going to be caught out a little bit here. And you'll probably see the gap between himself and Schroten really widen, and it's probably going to be close between the 2, Kumar and Vassal, who comes out in 2nd place.
I think this will cost Kumar maybe even more than Vassal. I think this is quite a long stay, at least for what I saw with Schroten. But we shall see what the pit stop will be. Or will Niranjan just go on and says, well, there might be more rain later, and no, he's deciding to go in.
I think it was cost him so much time. I saw he lost about 5 seconds in that last sector alone, so I don't know if it was also a mistake that compounded it, but certainly Schroten on good pace right now on this first lap on the dry tyres, and he goes.
Oh, he already gets him. Wow.
Line.
This will cost a lot, I think. But
Yeah,
how long will he stay? Everybody's now
already
race
lost
speed.
it.
Yeah.
He's already lost it to Bazal. Look, he's turning his pit box, and Bazal has gone past, and he's down into turn 1 already. How many more positions is Kumar going to lose? Can he get out in front of Matthew Williams? It's going to be close between those 2.
Yeah, he's got it. So.
Yeah, just about, hasn't he? Just out ahead of Williams. Now what Kumar really needs to do is he needs to get on the power, and he needs to get up to speed as quickly as he can, because otherwise Williams is going to just catch him and pass him so quickly.
Yeah, we're now on board with Williams, and you see it. You see the trust he has in the first few corners. Oh, and Eric Stanford has, of course, a lot of problems because he's still on the rain tire. And he will be beating him into the way.
Yeah, Kumar's having to go on the wet part of the track though to get past Stanford, but luckily survives it. But Williams straight past Stanford as well, and that means that he is now all over the back of Kumar through this mid part of the lap. And certainly this is the battle for podium right now, the big battle. Can Williams get it from Kumar? Kumar just about going to be able to hold on. He's really got to get these tyres up to temperature as quick as he possibly can, which I think he is doing it. just about, but certainly not the best way to do it when you're being chased down by a very quick driver like Williams.
Yeah, of course. So we still have Roy Scotton leading, and well, actually he did all right with the stop. Not too early, not too late, so it didn't cost him anything. We've got the other Roy, if I can call it like that. He did the ballsy move, if I can say it like that, and he went early. This one lap early. Now he's in P2, so this is of course very good for Zal. And now we've got the battle for P3 with Kumar in Williams, and Williams is clearly the faster one. You can see it. He's just trying to everything to pass, and yeah. When I have a run on Miranjan will he defend? No defending, but he's on the dry part of the track. That's the interesting part. Yes.
Oh.
No, he didn't switch back. I expected a switchback from Miranjan, but Miranjan, no, he couldn't do the switchback. So Matthew Williams in P3 and Miranjan Kumar in P4. Wow, Eric Stanford pits.
Yeah, that was a good battle between the two. I thought Kumar could have potentially got Williams back there, but he wasn't able to keep it tight enough through turns 1 and 2 to really have another go, and got a bit loose on the wet part of the track. So Stanford finally in then. He's finally switched over to the soft tyres, and I think that's hurt him quite a bit because Niels Voss has gone by, as has Vincent Dijk, and that means that Stanford behind Fuller as well, really losing a lot of positions, and could have been much higher up had he pitted in a little bit earlier, I feel, but at least he's got fresher tyres now than those around him, and maybe it'll really help him out towards the end of the race.
Yeah. So with 11 laps to go, there's still Roy for the other Roy in and Matthew Williams. But yeah, do we still have any battle? I think we have. It's Kevin Samut against David Nichols. So interesting. Actually, another one that really improved during the second switch to the dry tires is Arnold Glastra. Glastra is now, yeah, he gained a lot of time on, I think, a lot of guys during that rainy phase with now the dry compounds. So interesting from, I think he was clearly last after the first corner or the first lap. I mean, yeah, now he's up there again in the top 10.
Oh, Kumar's back in the pits. What's going on here? Why is Kumar pitting again? Can't work this one out here. Is he changing tyres or what?
Or is it fuel related?
Yeah, maybe he forgot to refuel it, but that's surely an unscheduled pit stop by Kumar. There'd be no reason for him to pit so soon after pitting 2 laps to go. That in his box for a while, and he's away, but look at the amount of positions he's lost.
He will miss it on, yeah. There will another 3 people will just pass him, I think. Yeah, even Arnold passes him. Oh, this is costly.
Yeah, it's big, isn't it? Kumar then down into 9th position. He's got Glastra, Samet and Nichols all getting past him, along with Muscat and Downard as well. So gonna have it all to do, but we've seen the pace that he's had today, and he's certainly got a good chance of repassing these guys. Just got to keep it calm and patient. He's got the time. He's got just under half a race distance left to go, and certainly with the track drying out more and more, it's going to promote overtaking, I think, as that dry line becomes much wider.
Yeah. Well, we had an overtake from Mark Fuller on Niels Voss, and yeah, that just happened. And we already have Miranjan Kumar overtaking Arnold F. Glastra. So yeah, Miranjan is still looking to get a top 6th position, I think, because he now is going to hunt down Kevin Samut and David Nichols.
Yeah, he got Glastra into turn 6 there, and just got up the inside. Glastra gave him plenty of room and perhaps a bit too much because he ran a bit wide. really got onto a bit of the grass and a bit of the curbing as well, which he wouldn't really want to do in these conditions. And Glastra's gone wide again as well, and he's drifting all the way around turn 11 there. Somehow manages to hold on to it. Great skill there by Glastra.
Yeah, indeed. And I believe we were on board with one of the huts, and I believe we saw Roy Verzal nearly losing it on the grass, but he managed to keep it on the island, or how do they say that? But yeah. So yeah. So Sam, lots of people were caught out by the now dry tire running race, but some gained. Is that just about skill, or is it also because about a bit of luck, a bit of trust?
I think really it's probably comes from a bit of it all, isn't it? Skill, certainly you need that to be able to keep the car pointing in the right direction in such tricky conditions, and I think experience as well. A good driver will know exactly when it's dry enough to switch over to the dry tyres, and we saw some of the guys at the back maybe taking a bit of a gamble and doing it, but certainly some further forward also picking the right point. I think Bazal got it spot on really, and he really benefited from it, and Schroeter was quick to react as well to be able to retain his first position, really to the disadvantage of his teammate Kumar, who stayed out for one extra lap, and it really cost him quite a bit of time. That's only been compounded recently as well, since he's had to go for another pit stop for whatever reason. I saw Niels Boss also had to come in this previous lap as well, so another lap, another driver that's had to take an unscheduled pit stop by the looks of things, and really drop back because of it.
Oh, we had a mistake from David Nichols. David Nichols makes a mistake, and Kevin Samuk goes by. So Kevin Samuk now in P6, and David Nichols in P7, and of course Niranjan Kumar in P8. But Niranjan is looking to overtake David Nichols as well.
Yeah, he's having a go.
Yes, inside of course. Oh, interesting. So that went pretty fast for Nichols, losing 2 positions. Interesting.
Yeah, I think once Samet got past, it was always going to be a case that Kumar would get past as well, such is the pace that Naranjan has got. And look at this, Menno, all of a sudden it's raining again. The rain has started to come down. Is it going to be heavy enough to affect these drivers? And are we going to have to see them all dashing back to the pits to switch back onto the wet tyres?
Yeah, this is of course very interesting, because as a rear runner you can just gain a lot to pit a lot. Oh, and we got Niranjan overtaking Kevin, so Niranjan has more pace. But
Yeah,
that's clearly looking, we know that.
It doesn't look like it's being affected by this weather too much at the moment, but now this is a time where these drivers are really going to make or break their race. I think this is looking pretty heavy in terms of the rain that's coming down, and it's only going to get slippery and slippier out there. Who is going to decide to pit? Schroeter is coming up to the pits now, so will he dive in, or is he going to stay out?
He needs to. He doesn't. And Roy Versal, he will. He doesn't. Oh, interesting. But Matthew then? Will Matthew gamble it? He does. Also not do it. Interesting.
No one's doing it, are they? But I think the guys maybe a bit further back on this lap might be the ones that could really benefit from this if they do decide to pit.
Jason, come on, Jason. No, Jason also doesn't do it. Oh, interesting. Josh Downard is so the second car of performance. Why don't take the risk, guy? You can do it. And he.
I thought he was then. You know, I actually thought he was going to come in.
I'm going to tell you, maybe Niranjan is the one. He will do it. Will he do it?
That's not by call, really, is it? He's had a treacherous middle part of the race, and this would be a good turning around moment. But no,
Kevin, no.
No one wants to pit, do they?
No, I think. Oh, Arnold is going to do it. No! This is so funny. I mean, we think everybody wants to do it, but it's clearly it's not quite enough then.
Yeah, I tell you what, from the onboard view. Oh,
Yeah.
here we go. We've got to take
No, we don't.
No. What was
Yeah,
Vincent Dyke doing there? It looked like he was coming in, changed his mind at the last minute. Roland Hutt, though, he's the man. He's the man that's going to switch over and try and take advantage of the change in weather conditions. But I tell you what, from the car, when you're watching it from the car, it doesn't look like it's raining that much. But from the side of the track, it looks like it's absolutely chucking it down.
Yeah, it's like a thunderstorm,
Yeah.
but luckily not in Singapore, but in the Czech Republic. Yeah.
Probably not as vicious. I don't know. Well, here comes Schroten again, though. He's coming around to complete lap 15. This time around, he does pit. Schroten pits.
And yeah, Roy Vazel is going on. Yes, this is of course very interesting. I think they lose about 4 seconds a lap. And with 4 laps to go, will you gain it? I think this is maybe worth it for Vazel.
That's surprising. Schroten was the man to blink, and he was the leader. You would have thought maybe someone behind him would have been the one to react. But he's pitted. Muscat's not pitted. A lot of these drivers aren't pitted. I can tell you what, though, that racing line, the dry racing line that you can see is certainly starting to disappear. It's going to get more and more difficult. It's going to be a case of, can these drivers keep up the pace without, spinning off? That's the question.
Can I give it a commentator's curse?
Go on then.
Roy Scott will win it. I think he called it, and I think it will be enough. Okay, it's 4 laps to go, but I think he will get it. If not, then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he will have it. What will Kumar do? Kumar not, Samut not, David Nichols not. Arnold, are you going to do it? No. Eric Stanford maybe? No.
This is looking interesting now, isn't it? Has Schroten done the right thing? You're thinking he has. Got 17 seconds to make up on Vassal.
Those were 20, yeah, and he needs about 5 seconds a lap, don't forget.
Oh, Vassal though, he's gone deep, he's gone really deep, he's keeping it just about on the track there, nearly going off the track. Yeah, great skill to hold it right there. Williams as well, looking very, very precarious right now. Niels Boss behind it. Has Niels Boss switched? He has switched here. This is interesting. You see it, Niels Boss is all over the back of Matthew Williams right now. You can tell that he's much quicker on those wet tyres.
Let's see.
It's a Dyke then. He pits. He switches to the wet weather tyres.
14.8 for Scotland. 14.8. That's more than 5 seconds he gained this lap. So
yeah.
Then it would be enough. But yeah, of course. Ooh, this is interesting. Ooh.
I think across the line now we're going to see it again, aren't we? But I think.
This is less.
Only 7 tenths of a second in that final sector. I know it's a pretty short one,
yeah,
but it's still.
Yeah, that's the one with not too many corners. Yeah, a few. Interesting. Jason Muscat pits.
Yes, I think maybe for Muscat, I don't know. Is it a lap too late now? Has he got enough time to make up the time that he's going to lose in the pits? It's hard to really say, isn't it?
He was like 20 to 25 seconds down, but yeah, difficult. I think if it only goes rain harder, of course, it will gain his advantage and downward in as well.
Yeah, it actually looks like now that the drivers are losing about 10 seconds per lap compared to where they were when it was kind of dry. But what can Schroten do? Is he going to be able to do very low lap times, or is he going to be something similar? It's hard to tell. He's still bringing the gap down though, down to 12.8 seconds for the first sector.
We're going on board with him.
And he's catching Williams quite quickly as well. Look, he's getting close to Williams and Niels Boss is still trying to lap himself from Williams.
Yeah, he gains a lot. But of course, time's running out.
Oh, Glastra's off. Glastra's in the wall, he's out.
Oh no! No! Oh no!
I tell you what though, here comes Schroten. It's 3 wide.
Yeah,
The
look.
old boss backs out of it. Schroten up the inside of Williams. Can he hold it? Williams is going to try and come back up the inside here, but surely Schroten's going to have the traction out the corner, isn't he? Yes, he does there. He just takes the position away. Williams not giving it up though. All over his bumper, but there we go. Schroten now with the clear track ahead of him is able to easily pull away with the grip he's got through the corners compared to Williams, but cost him a bit of time there. Gets stuck behind them. That means that Sal's lead is now down to 11.1 seconds.
Yeah, he needs about 5 seconds a lap, I think. But yeah, Roy Scholten now is in clear air.
He certainly is, isn't he? He's got his foot down. He's fully concentrated. He's got only one aim, and 9.9 seconds then takes another 1.2 seconds out for Sal in the last sector alone. And now I think we're really going to see. Look at the Sal. He's done a 2-minute 18 lap compared to Schroten's 2-minute 14.
Yes.
And Schroten had traffic as well on that lap, didn't he?
So that's 28 seconds they lose. About on the race. So interesting what Jason Muscat can do then. Yeah, he's like 35 seconds of Williams, but if this goes on, he can still catch.
Yeah, Williams should be okay. I think the thing with Williams is he's just got to keep it on the track, hasn't he?
Yeah.
And that's the hardest thing he can do right now because it's so wet out there. The times have really dropped off. And Schroten is definitely gained on Vasal. It might come down to the last lap here if Vasal doesn't make any mistakes.
Yeah, and if Roy Scholten gets close, I think there's nothing Roy Vasal can do. But he knows that, oh my god, that car of Roy Vasal, we saw it, it's so slippery out of the corners, he's giving it all, you can say that.
He certainly is, isn't he?
Oh, he's already there! Scholten can already see Roy Vasal. Wow. Yeah, this will be Scholten, I fear, for Roy Vasal.
It's not a bad gamble from Vasal, is it? He's got nothing to lose because he was in second before this, so this is his gamble for the win. But well, the end of lap 18, we've got 2 laps after this. Gonna have to drive the 2 best laps of his life, I think, if he wants to hold off Schroten. Right now, look at that, 4.3 seconds. He's taken 3 seconds out of Vasal in that one sector alone. That's a huge chunk of time.
Yeah, but I think this is so much less grip Roy Vasal is now facing than Roy Scholten. I think this will be difficult. But, of course, he still has to lead.
Yeah, he certainly does do. Down to 2.4 seconds, and gap is coming down each and every lap. And yeah.
Oh, he's going!
He spinned it.
Wow.
So close to losing it there for Vasal, but that means that Schroten is right on his tail, and surely now Schroten, all he has to do is just sit patiently, wait for Vasal to struggle through one of these corners to make a mistake. Look how slow Vasal's going here. It's just
don't go right away, don't go right away. Oh, he just jumps out of his way.
Yeah, I don't think Vasal could really fight it there, could he? And look at that. Look, Vasal's just already about a second or 2 behind in that one corner alone. Yeah, so much time lost. It's so difficult out there now. Vasal is only going to go backwards, but well, the guy behind him also on the same tyres, Matthew Williams. So I don't think he has to worry about him. He has to worry if Muscat got the pace to catch up.
Vasal nearly aquaplanes off.
I don't know how he's holding on. He's doing an excellent job of holding on, though. Really is. Just got a lap and a half to go for Vasal to hold on to 2nd place now. Schroten looking very mighty. You can just see Schroten blistering away and pulling out the corner real nicely. Vasal in the background, just sliding his way through the corner, each and every one of them. And yeah, definitely struggling, sliding, literally drifting through some of these corners here.
There is no pace anymore in that car of Vasal, I fear. Or
it doesn't look like it, does it?
No.
I
And
think though,
yeah,
him and Williams can hold on their respective positions just because of the amount of time we've got left. They've just got to keep it on the road.
and let's go to watch Jason Muscat. Yeah, Jason Muscat is of course storming, but of course that's too late, I fear, for him. Yeah, oh, it can go of course very quick to change, but yeah, it's too much.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of these guys have stayed on the slick tyres downwards onto the wet, so him and Muscat certainly are on the tyre to be on, but I just think the gap between themselves and the guys ahead is just way too much now, as we do enter the final lap of the race then. So Schroeter's just got one lap left to do, and he's already got 8.6 seconds between himself and Basal. He's that much quicker. Great pace by Schroeter. Muscat comes across the line to start his final lap, and they're 22 seconds behind Williams, so yeah, it looks as though Williams and Basal are going to be safe.
Unless
anything happens on this final lap.
Oh my god! Roy Vassell out of the corner. He nearly lost it. And he was drifting the car like a maniac. And wow, that he still keeps on. Yeah, he has skill, Roy Vassell. It's like a drift show you want to watch sometimes on YouTube, and yeah, now you're watching a drift show on YouTube here in Brno. But yeah, he's controlling the rear. We're drifting sometimes so nicely, and it was good to see, of course.
Yeah, he's doing a wonderful job. He's literally though, he looks like he's on his formation lap. He's going that slow around the track right now. It looks so difficult out there, and you can tell by the amount of time he's losing to Schroeter. I think it's just suddenly got so wet out there that the slicks aren't working at all. There's nothing for them to work on. But Roy Schroeter though, he is looking like he's got this one very much in the bag. He's coming up the hill towards the final corner, Menno, and well, it's like he's dominated this race. He's that far ahead. The amount of gap he's pulled out in this last lap.
Yeah, when we have him on over the finish line, we still need to wait a long time for the rest to finish, because we've got Mac Fuller and Erik Stanford in a great battle this last lap. But the winner of this first race here in Brno is Roy Schroeter from pole position. The guy with the biggest, you know what I mean. And yeah, he did an amazing job to call it twice.
He certainly has got a big one, hasn't he? He's got a big win anyway. But yeah, Basal comes across the line.
He got a big win, yeah. Oh, and Williams got close.
He did. He caught up Basal. It was only 4 seconds behind him by the time they crossed the line. But both of them around 20 seconds off of Schroeter. An incredible difference in pace.
So interesting who will get P10 now. The rest is finished, so it will be David Nichols, unless one of them, one of the guys in front will crash. So we're about now waiting for Kevin Samut.
Okay, another driver really struggling around this final lap. Clearly on the wrong tyres right now. Yeah. But yeah, he's got across the line.
Yeah. But for from a Malta voice point of view, Kevin Samut did the right thing. You need to have both strategies then, I think. Unless it's, then you always have one right. Of course, that's not easy, of course. You should go to wets both, but that I can understand you want to, one wants to do one and the other wants to do the other. So.
Yeah, certainly that seems to be the case. So Kuma's across the line in 7th. Mark Fuller then, he's going to come across the line. He's battling with Dan Hutt, but Dan Hutt's a lap down. Good result there by Fuller in the end. I think he was on the right tyres at the right time also at the end of that race. Erik Stanford though coming across the line in 9th place. 2 minutes down on the leader. That shows how long it's taken these cars to get around this track here tonight. David Nichols, he's got off the track, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Because he's going to finish this race.
And
pick up 10.
I think he knows that already, and I think that's why he's a bit cautious. He knows that he's got P10, so yeah.
Here he comes, David Nicol across the line. Oh, he gives a bit of a celebration at the end. He's very happy that he's picked up the first grid pole.
Very good, very good.
He made it eventually.
So, this was a very interesting race one. Very interesting. I mean, of course, with the rain expected, but the rain came and rain went again, and yeah. But then you see who wants to risk it, and Roy Schotten did that to perfection. So well done to him.
Yeah, great effort by Roy. Really, in the end, and he's carried on. He's picked up another win this season. Then after picking up the race 2 win, of course, in the Norris Ring, and getting another win here, that's going to get him into the top 10 in the championship, which is excellent news for him. And not bad, really. Not many people have been able to pick up 2 wins so far this year. I think only Tobias Olsen and Roy Vassal are the other 2 that have been able to do it. So fair play to Roy Schroten, and certainly the master of the wet here today at Brno. I think a couple of the other guys did a great job. Vassal and Williams recovering well, and just to name a couple. But at the end of the day, Schroter didn't really put a foot wrong. He pitted at the right time every single time, and got onto the dries when he needed to, got back onto the wets when he needed to, and that's really what was the difference here today. And he can be thoroughly pleased that he did everything right for this race 1 win, and now he's going to see what he can do. Start from 10th in race 2.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I will leave for a moment. I will be back in a few minutes. So, Sam, I will leave you alone with the drivers.
Okie dokie.
So yeah, just look at that. Everybody just behaves, huh? And I mean, yeah. So we'll be right back.
All right, Menno. I'll make sure everyone's well behaved while you're gone. So that's it then for the first race. I'll take you back through the order again. So Roy Schroter won it from Roy Vassal to Roy's first and second. Matthew Williams was third with Jason Muscat in fourth. Josh Downard, a good solid fifth for him, with Kevin Samet in sixth place. Narayan Kumar only finishing seventh. I think whatever happened with that unscheduled pit stop really affected his race. It's a shame for him because he was doing an excellent job before then. Mark Butter was in eighth, recovered well, picked up a great strong eighth after pitting in. Was dead last after the first lap. Eric Stanford in ninth place, with David Nichols in 10th. Vincent Dyke then finished 1 lap down in 11th, along with Roland Hutt, Niels Voss and Dan Hutt. Rennick Hoekstra finishing 2 laps down, with Arnaud Glastra and Wesley Stefano, your 2 retirees in the race, both with suspension damage, but both cars off into the wall in these very difficult conditions, and shame for them, but hopefully they'll be back for race 2. But well, I hope you enjoyed that at home. That was fantastic stuff. Really nice to see the variable conditions. It wasn't just raining all the way through. It dried out properly, and then rained once again, to the point where drivers actually switched to slicks and then back onto the wets, and well, that really set up for an exciting race, an exciting end to the race as well. As we saw Roy Schroten try to recapture the lead from Roy Vassal in the final few laps, and did it with some style as well. I was thinking it was going to be close between the 2, but in the end he was a full 20 seconds ahead of Vassal, mainly from about the last 2 laps. He pulled up that kind of gap, so really showed that when the rain got heavy, it just became a bit too much for the slick tyres, and Schroten got it perfect in terms of strategy. Vassal, though, didn't really do anything wrong. He took the gamble to stay out because he wasn't really gonna win the race any other way, and gave himself at least a shot of winning the race. Nearly did it, but not quite good enough. So sorting everything out now for the second race. So as he's don't go away, because the second race is to come. That'll be 10 laps of the track, a shorter race. There shouldn't be any pit stops, but who knows with the weather, may prompt a few pit stops or two, depending on if it gets wet or if it dries out. We just don't know what it's going to be like here, because the weather in Brno has been all over the place for the past week or so, and certainly been spicing up a lot of the action so far. But whilst all that's going on, we'll have a quick look at what's coming up calendar next time around, and it appears that we're going to have another double header, because we're going to be going to the Nürburgring for both the GP3s and the Meganes. The GP3s in about 10 days time, and the Meganes in 2 weeks time as well, so watch out for both of them. They should be great couple of rounds at a historic track, and one that could also certainly be affected by the weather as well, as we have seen here today. So we're currently into warm up. It's a bit of a break between the two races. Lets us have a break, lets you guys at home have a break if you need to, and let the drivers just reflect what happened, see if they could do anything different. We have 4 minutes left on the clock. It was a 5-minute session, so just another 4 minutes left to go before we head back out for race 2. At the moment, there's only 12 cars in the server. I think probably a couple of guys maybe need to lie down after that first race. It was very, very difficult out there, and such a long race as well. What were the lap times? Having the cars so far off the pace compared to the dry tyres. It was all in the dry. Very difficult indeed. So, Niels Boss out there, Dyke, Kevin Samet and Aaron Kumar all getting out there. Well, look at that. It looked like it was dry, and now it's started to rain again, so you really can't seem to get rid of the wet weather here today in Brno. We'll have to wait and see what it's going to be like in the race, but I think this wet weather might be here to stay. It's certainly been raining hard, and to be fair to the drivers, they did an excellent job in that first race. I was expecting more drivers to go around. I was expecting to see a lot of cars in the wall, more so than we did really. Pays a bit of tribute there to drivers of what an excellent job they managed to do, and it was pretty clean racing as well. I don't really see too much going off. Bargy need to get a bit flustered, especially conditions like this, but everyone kept it fairly calm, fairly cool, and just kept everything pointing in the right direction. So, looking at the championship then, let's see. Jason Muscat came 4th in that race. That means he would have picked up 13 points. That means he's now got 128 points, which puts him tied in second place with Tobias Olsen, and means that he will take the lead of the championship then. He picks up more than 3 points here in the second race, so he just needs a 13th place, well, a 12th place or better, and he'll be the new leader of the championship. Sven de Vries is involved in the championship, of course, not racing here today either. Barno, he is here, but unfortunately he was one of our retirees in race 1, so nothing for Stefano. Roy Pasado, he picked up good all the points. What did he get? He got second place, of course, which is 18 points. So Zal will be on 111. So that'll pole vault him up into 4th place in the championship. So another driver really taking advantage of some drivers not being here today. Points as well. Kumar, another driver that's picking up points in 7th place in the championship. I think he'll stay in 7th, but getting closer to the guys at the top. Chris Shepherd, and I'll go to there, not here. Kevin Samet, though, he is in 10th place at the moment, and he, of course, managed to pick up 6th place, which gives him 10 points. No, it doesn't. No, I lie. Gives him 12 points. So, that puts him.
And now I'm back.
Good, Menno, good. I was just got a lot of maths on the air there. Just looking at some of the drivers that moved up. Menno, if you'd like to know, Jason Muscat, he's now tied with Tobias Elsa for 2nd in the championship, and can take the championship lead in this 2nd race if he can score 12 points or better.
Interesting. Will he do that? Yeah, of course he will do that. I think it will be that he will do that. Or maybe he will get tied for the championship lead. But we shall see. We're just waiting for that 2nd race to start.
Yeah, we certainly are, aren't we? Just waiting for it to all get underway. And, we got to end this ball up.
So how wet is it still?
Pretty wet by the looks of things. It's been raining for much of this warm up, so I'd expect to see more of the same really in the 2nd race. Maybe it might be a bit different in terms of the weather, but I really don't think so, to be honest with you, Menno. I think we're going to be seeing rain for the majority of the 2nd race, at least for a part of it anyway.
Yeah, I think we should rename this broadcast not to Czech Republic, but Wet Republic. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I like that one. That's quite a good one, Menno.
Well, yeah, it's quite wet here, and even last week, of course, in the GP3, where we had 2 very, very wet races. I mean, my helmet is still wet from racing there, and yeah, that was wet as well, and it seems like, yeah, I like it.
How do you find it? How do you find it in the rain then, Menno? What was it like? Give us a bit of insight.
Well, it was doable as long as you had a good car, and yeah, of course, a bit of skill, and yeah, in the setup good, of course, yeah, but yeah, it was tricky at times. So, but yeah, I think the Megane is a bit easier to drive in than the GP3 maybe. Of course, it's an entirely different car, and if you slide with the Megane, I think you can maybe catch it a bit more than.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't drift like Roy did in the in the GP3 car last week, so yeah.
No, I don't think. I think that takes a bit of skill and a bit of bravery as well, really, because it's so easy to bin it, isn't it, by doing something like that? So we'll definitely have to watch out for that one. But it looks like we're getting away then for the 2nd race here, Menno.
Yeah.
Do you want to take us through the field? Do you want to do the whole field?
Yeah, I will do the whole field. So Eric Stanford on pole position for the 2nd race, because we got some people who couldn't make to the 2nd race. So Eric Stanford P1 with Mark Fuller in P2. And I remember Mark Fuller in the 1st race, he was starting quite good, so interesting what he can do. And P3 Niranjan Kumar, and Niranjan of course now wants to win because he had a big mistake, I think, in strategy in race 1. Let's see what he can do. He's got it looks good for him. In 4 it's Kevin Samut, was struggling a bit in the end, but yeah, had a good result. With Jason Muscat in P5, I think he only looks like looks at the points he can gain on the rest. So interesting what Jason can do. With Matthew Williams in P6, which I think can do a good race, with Roy Verzal in 7th, and of course Roy Sultan in P8. That's interesting what both Roy's can do, of course. With Vincent Dijk P9 and Roland Hutt in P10. Roland Hutt, of course, now is looking to get some more points on the board. This was in P11 with Daan Hutt in P12 and Rien Hoekstra in P13. So that was the whole grid. Do you have anything to add, Sam?
No, apart from interesting lineup. So I'm just amazed that Dave Nichols isn't here. Not on the front row of the grid. You know, you thought a driver maybe got a bit scared. I don't know, but you thought after getting that 10th spot and fighting so hard for it that he'd want to start on the front row, but maybe he's seen the weather and seen the rain coming down right now and thought, no, I don't want to have anything to do with this, and decided against it.
Yeah. But very interesting what everybody will do.
Yeah, I'm looking at the tyres. I think.
Oh, Roy Scholten pits? Is it true? Oh, he pits. Oh,
Interesting. It looks like Stampers on wets, Pullers on dries.
Is Roy Scholten? Did he went to the dries?
No, he's on the wets. Schroeten's on the wets. I'll tell you what, most of the cars are on the dries right now. It's a bit of a split, but the majority on the dries. I think we're going to see a lot of guys pulling in and start the race here.
We've got another one pitting. Why?
Hoekstra's in, yeah. Hoekstra's in as well. Another driver on the dry switching to wets. And that's just messing up the grid, isn't it, right now? Because the grid's thinking that Hoekstra should be out on track, not in the pits. I think
waiting, and I think it will go soon.
Also, someone out of position is Roland Hutt out of position. Oh, Hoekstra's been disqualified. Hoekstra's been disqualified from the race.
Oh no.
Oh, someone else has jumped the start. Who's that? That's
Fuller.
Mark Fuller. Absolutely jumping the start here, and he's gone.
So, wow, interesting.
So Fuller's I think going to give the position back as Sanford then leads the field into turn 1. Fuller into second place, but he's going to have a drive-through penalty looming over his head. Ranjan Kumar up into second place now as he starts to filter his way through. Jason Muscat also trying to go around the outside of Fuller. They're going to be side by side heading towards turn 4. Can Muscat get this position here and take third place?
For the lead. Oh no, not yet.
Yeah, Kumar's got a good chance here, hasn't he? We know the pace that Kumar had in the first race, and he's got a good starting position and already onto the back of Eric Stanford as Muscat has taken third place, and Matthew Williams trying to follow him through as well by getting past Fuller in the early stages of the race here as Kumar continues to hound Stanford, and Williams does indeed get past Mark Fuller for 4th place.
Roy Schouten, is he the one that with the again with the ball, with the bees? I think so.
Tracy's got, sorry for Sal's gone round. Sal's had enough and gone round. And he is another driver on the slick tyres and I think on the wrong set of tyres right now. Stamper's on the wets, as is Kumar. Muscat though is not, and he's doing a pretty good job on the dry tyres right now, but we'll see if he can keep it up as the track seems to be getting wetter and wetter.
Is it still raining? Oh, look at the outside of Muscat! Whoa!
What's happened to Kumar? What's happened to Kumar? He's off. Kumar's gone off. It's almost like he's I don't know, he's had an engine problem, so did he double downshift or something? His engine completely went to the bottom of the track there.
Wow. Oh my god, this is horrible for Naranja. A lot of problems. Wow, this is unexpected.
It certainly is, isn't it? But that moves Muscat then up into second place, but how is Muscat going to cope on these slick tyres as the rain continues to come down? Maybe not quite as hard now, but still pretty hard from the looks of things.
But if it doesn't go raining, the track will come on his way, I think. Oh, and
Yeah.
Musquet's undercut. I mean, he cut. Does the cut back? I mean, yes, no, yes, no. I've got Roland Hood already in.
Yep, Roland Hook pit, so we'll see what ties he comes out on in a bit. But Williams then taking the position away from Muscat, and that means that right now the Elite Virtual Motorsports team have a 1-2. Stanford ahead of Williams. Stanford on the wet tyres, Williams and Muscat on the dries. I think Fuller's on the dries as well. You have to go back to Roy Stroughton in 5th, who's on the wets. Of course, he started from the pit lane, and he is already up into 5th place then, so I think he's got the core right on the tyre so far, as long as it keeps on raining.
Look at Dan Hood go now in P7. If he keeps it on the island, oh, this is his corner. He spun earlier, and for him this is of course very difficult corner. But he does okay. So Dan Hood is P7 and the other Hood now in P11. So very interesting what they will do, of course, for their team.
Yeah, really interesting right now, isn't it? Just slipping and sliding all over the place, some of these guys on the slick tyres. But Stanford, he got it right. He picks the right set of tyres. Doing a good job so far. It looks like Williams is keeping him honest though, even though Williams is on the wrong set of tyres right now. But we'll have to see how he's able to keep it up. Samet though, he's coming under pressure from Niels Boss, also 7th and 8th place in this rather depleted looking grid after a couple of known shows and a few early retirements as well. But Boss, the inside of Samet, they're going to be side by side, wheel to wheel, bumper to bumper, hitting each other, and Boss not quite able to get past Samet there, tries to cut back as well, but it's not quite happening for him because Boss on the wet tyres, Samet on the dries, and Boss is surely going to have the traction. There we go, look at this, into the final chicane then, gets the position past Samet, and I think he's just going to pull away now. Roy Schroeder then, he's onto the back of Jason Muscat already. And, well, here we go then, out of turn 3, they're side by side. You can really see Schroeder's got much better traction on those wet tyres. And from the pit lane, at the end of lap 2, or start of lap 3 I should say, Roy Schroeder moves himself into 3rd place. So, an excellent start by Schroeder.
So
and he's got a real good chance of taking a double here today.
which tyre did Dan have? If Dan is now in the pits, he went to dries then.
No, he's on the wets.
He went to wets then.
Yeah, he's on the wet tyres.
Sure.
I think following Roland Hutt on the wets. More of these drivers switching to the wets now. Niels Boss in 6th on the wets. Schroeten and Stanford, and I think there was one other driver as well. Dan, was it? Wait, who is it? Oh, I don't know, but Kevin Samet's off. He's off hard into the wall. So a big crash there for Samet, and he's having to reverse it back onto the track. Where's that at? Is that at turn 6? I can't quite tell. It is.
Interesting. And Roy Sutton already in P2.
Yep, he's got past Matthew Williams then. Those wet tyres really working wonders for Schroeder now. And he's going to go charge down after Eric Stanford. Stanford also on the wet tyres. And it looks like it could be a duel between the two of them for the win of this race then.
So, who is now on the wets? Those are Stanford and Scotton?
Yep.
And
those
on
two.
the dries are Muscat and Williams.
Yep, Fuller as well in 5th. Then you got Boss on the wets in 6th. Basal and Samet in 7th and 8th on the dries. And then Dan Hutt on the wets, Vincent Dyke in 10th on the dries, and Ronan Hutt also on the wets in the 11th and last place.
Yeah. Oh,
But
and we nearly had Matthew Williams spin it, but he didn't.
no, he's got to hold on to it. But I can tell you what though, all of a sudden, Menno, look at this. It's stopped raining again. This topsy-turvy weather's all over the place, and it's actually stopped raining right now. So, Mark Fuller's coming into the pits, but I think he's probably made the wrong choice here, because if the weather stays like it is, it's going to start drying out, and all of a sudden it's going to be the dry tyres that are going to be the tyres to be on.
But will he dry fast enough to get a decent well, to get a pit stop in and still get enough back?
That's the question now, isn't it? You're absolutely right. What have we got? We're at the end, midway through lap 4, so we've got another 6.5 laps left to go after this.
Oh,
It really is going
and
to depend when we see that dry line.
spun it, but he's still in.
Yeah, he's put it on the pit straight coming out the final corner, hasn't he? Gets it back going, and like he's combating a few more issues there. Certainly not enjoying those dry tyres, but hold on in there, Vincent. It might come to you in a couple of laps.
But look at Stanford and Scotland.
They're getting closer. Oh, look at Stanford's weaving down the straight there. I don't know if he had got a bit loose or something, but Schroeter's all over the back of him now, and this is surely Schroeter's chance to take the lead. He needs to get past Stanford quickly because he needs to keep the gap between himself and Williams big enough in case Williams is able to come back if the track does indeed dry out.
On board with Scotland. Here, Scotland has to run now, or not?
Yeah, Schroeter's going to take the outside line, then up the hill towards the final chicane. They're side by side. This corner, Stanford round the outside. Then great move by Schroeter on Stanford, I should say, and gets the move complete in the second half of the chicane. So Schroeter then back up into the lead as he was in race 1, and he's certainly on course for a double right now. This is the best possible position he could be in to pick up both the race wins here today.
Yeah, and the fight for P3 is now still between Jason and Matthew, but it looks like they are not getting fast enough to charge the top 2, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to spread out a little bit, isn't it? I think probably the closest battle on track is Fuller behind Sam at the 7th place, but I'm not sure actually if I think Sam's just got past Fuller, as a matter of fact, so might not actually be much of a battle in reality. So, down at the bottom of the hill, through turns 6 and 7 and 8 in the mid part of this track, Roy Schroeter then leading the race by 1.7 seconds now over Eric Stanford, and certainly pulling away and making this race his own. Matthew Williams will be hoping that this the weather just holds off now and the track is able to dry out, but I fear that he might not have enough time to be able to close in on Schroeter on Stanford the second half of this race to try and get the lead of the race. So you can just about see the dry line starting to form. It's faintly there now, just getting a bit more obvious, you could say, but still not quite enough through the corners.
No, that's true, but we still got 5 laps to go, and maybe it's good if there's a dry line for me.
Yeah, it'll be good, it'll be very good indeed. I've just seen Dan Hutt had a bit of an excursion off the track, and he's battling with Mark Fuller right now, so I think maybe tried to get past Fuller and didn't quite pull it off. I think it looks like then that maybe the wets are still working a bit better than the slicks right now, because Hutt certainly seems to have a bit more pace than Fuller does ahead of him.
Yeah, and he can potentially get onto Verdal even. Because he's not that far away. So the 3 in front of Dan, are they all having the dry tires? I think so.
Yes, they are. Yep, all 3 of them.
So that's the thing. Like when I saw Dan a few laps ago, I thought this is clearly the wrong call, but this is the right call.
I think so. Right now, at the moment anyway, it looks like the right call, but definitely just see that dry line starting to form. I know I've already said it, but I'm keeping my eyes on it. I think the drivers on the dry tyres are certainly searching for it as well right now.
I think Eric Stanford loses a lot, and now Matthew Williams is getting closer.
Yeah, I think he's made a mistake this lap at some point, hasn't he? And Matthew Williams is certainly looking much quicker. He's noticed that it's drying out because he's done his best lap of the race. 2 minutes 17.4.
And we saw an overtake of Dan Hutt just braking later and said, "Hey, I can brake later." Oh, and a spinner! No, half spin. Half
Good
spin
save.
for Max Fuller.
Yeah, good save by Fuller there. Just about held on to it, got on the brakes at the right time, released him, and then locked him up again and stopped himself from spinning. And he'll try and hold on then for a ninth place at the moment, and hope that this dry line will help him out. But it's a difficult one. These drivers really have to stay within that kind of very much a train track of the dry line, very slim piece of track to stick to. And well, Williams right now, he's got to do that, and he's right up behind his teammate Eric Stanford, and probably on the better tyre now from the looks of things, and getting close to having a go at his teammate.
How many points you said Jason needed to gain to get the championship lead? 12, right?
No, he only needs 3 points, so he needs to finish 12th or better to get 4 points or better, and he'll take the championship lead.
Oh, Jason Muscat has the fastest lap. What? Is that true? Look at them. This is very interesting.
Yeah,
Because
fastest lap
this is
by
dry.
Muscat.
This is dry tire then. That's
It's I think we've had the crossover, haven't we? And Williams now, he's ahead of Stanford then, so got Stanford into turn 1, and Muscat goes through as well into turn 4. Yep, gets the job done. So now Williams and Muscat, both on the dry tyres, they can start trying to chase down Schroeter. But on lap 7 though, out of 10, there's about 10 seconds between Williams and Schroeter, so well, actually make that less than 9 now through the first sector. But still, oh, Williams got straight on. He's got straight on down at turn 6, and Muscat then takes second place. So potentially a costly mistake there for Williams. He's gone straight on, kept it on the track, but he went onto the wet part of the track, and Muscat was able to slip through. And well, now that could be second place out the window for Williams. He's on the back of Muscat, but Muscat's going to defend this one hard, and that's only going to help out Roy Schroeter as well, because I think Williams was starting to charge at that point, and now he's just having to regroup and get back what he lost.
Let's see. But I think Roy Scotland is doing quite good laps on those wet tires, so I think they will be too late.
Yep, gas come down, hasn't it? Just
yeah, a bit, but not enough, I think. Unless it, of course, it will be more. It will be more, of course. Every lap they will benefit more. Interesting. So Roy Scotland's lap is a 1:15.2. So what's Muscat then doing?
We'll find out where Muscat comes across the line then.
1:11.6. Oh,
wow.
Interesting.
Muscat's got time to catch. He's certainly got time to catch Schroeter then before the end of this race. The only thing I'm thinking though is there going to be a battle between himself and Williams? Is that going to slow the pair of them down? And will that allow Schroeter to take the win?
Yeah, but I think Williams, if he's smart, he waits for at least 1 or 2 laps, because then they're really close, and then he can look. But they're definitely catching.
Yeah, Mark Fuller's got back past Dan Hutt, so really slick tyres definitely coming into effect now, because Fuller has made up positions, and I think Bazal is chasing down Niels Boss as well for 5th place. Again, another dry tyre driver chasing down a wet weather tyre driver. Yeah. Oh, as Muscat's made a bit of a mistake there. That's giving Williams a chance through turn 7 and 8, I think that is, to have a go and try and get past Muscat, but not quite close enough. Yeah. And this is certainly helping out Schroeter.
Muscat is smart, like, if you want to pass me, then you go on the wet part. Oh, and look how close they already are to Schoten.
They're getting closer and closer,
Number
aren't they?
2 and 3 are battling for the lead. I'm telling you. I think this now will be the problem of Scotland. This will only cost them time. Like what Scotland had in race 1 on Versal is now what Muscat and Williams will have on Roy Scotland, I think.
Yep. Versal's just got past Niels Voss as well, so the dry tyres are really helping him out. The gap's down to 4.2 seconds between Muscat and Schroeter, and that's even with Muscat having to look in his wing mirrors for the majority of the time to check where Williams is.
So we're going to look again. So the lap time was from Roy 2:14.4 and from Jason 2:10.4. So that's 4 seconds. So yeah, with 2 laps to go, they will be on Roy Scotland's tail with the last lap to go. So at the end of this lap, they should be there.
This is going to be a freeway battle. This is going to be a freeway battle for the win then, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it's going to be a case.
Yeah.
Can Schroeter hold the 2 guys behind him up? And is Williams going to be able to try and get past Muscat when Muscat's trying to get past Schroeter? And this is really exciting now.
Yeah, I think Scotland has no chance. This is like skating on ice. But of course, he's giving it all, and of course, it's not about his skill, but he needs to pull a rabbit out of a big hat to win this one. Oh, look at that! How they're gaining.
It's gonna be before. I think it's gonna be before we even get to turn 10 that they're gonna have a go. Because look at that, Muscat's all over the tail of Schroeter now. Their tyres are completely gone off Schroeter's car. Muscat's having a go. Oh, it's going to be time between the two. He's made it, and so is Williams. Williams has got past as well at the same time. Critical for Williams. Williams goes to Muscat. They're side by side. Coming down the hill now. What's going to happen here? Down into turn 11 then. They're side by side.
No.
Williams on the inside of Muscat. Muscat closed him off. Oh, there's contact. Oh. How did Williams not go around there? Incredible stuff.
Oh, this is not over. This is not over. And this is what Roy Scotland, of course, sees. He thinks, well,
he's still got. Schroeter could still win this, couldn't he? If these two take each other out.
Of course, yeah. Williams smells blood. He's got one more chance, and I think he will be a bit more aggressive now.
Yeah, it looks like it as we head then into the final lap, going around the final corner on the penultimate lap, going across the start finish line then, and Williams pushing very hard there, a bit too hard, gets wide and onto the grass coming out the final corner. That's just giving Muscat a bit of breathing room now, but Williams dives it into the person. Oh, he's definitely overdriven it onto the wet stuff and just about going to hold it. Just about holds it there, but
hey, Roy Scotland, what happened to Scotland? Problem with Scotland? Oh no, it already was the last lap. I was like,
was it?
Yeah, that was really strange because in my view it was not. So this
I've still got a lap to go.
Yeah, but the feed sets, that was really strange. Normally we see also for the viewers here we see last lap one, but I still had one to go. But
yeah, same.
So the feed is not right then. Well, yeah, okay.
Okay.
So
sorry about that.
Dan Scotland was really more pissed because he knew he was even closer than we thought he was, and this was really a bit awkward this end, and so we missed that, and actually we tried to look at it, but we missed it. So this is Jason Muscat who wins from Matthew Williams, Roy Scotland 3, and Eric Stanford 4 with Rory Versal 5th, Niels Voss 6, Kevin Sam 7, Mark Fuller 8, David 9, and Ron Hood rounds out to P10 with Vincent Dijk in P11 with Niranjan Kumar having like an engine issue, and Rick Hoekstra has a DQ for I think crossing the pit exit line before the start of the race. So that was quite a race again.
Yeah, apologies for the end there. We're all caught out by the timing system, as it was, is telling us the wrong lap number, the right lap number, I don't know. But either way, it just meant that actually that last lap was incredibly exciting. We were just calling it like it was a penultimate lap, but it was actually the last lap of the race then that both Muscat and Williams got past Roy Schroeter there for Muscat to take the win of the race. And that's a great way for Muscat as well to take the lead of the championship, to pick up his first win of the season. He hasn't won so far this season. He's had a couple of podiums, and now he's finally got the win he's been looking for, and that means that he'll go with a much higher gap between himself. I think 17 points between himself and Ray Kilk, second place, into the next round at the Nürburgring. So great effort by Muscat. Williams as well did a great job. Just made a slight mistake which cost him what was second place at the time, and inevitably that would be the win lost for him as well. But Williams, who's of course only just come into the series a couple of rounds ago, I think it was at Bahrain, wasn't it, that we first saw him here, and that's another podium for him, another second place, so you can't grumble at that one. Great effort, and I'm sure he'll pick up the win soon with what he's managed to do. Roy Schroeter, nearly the first guy to pick up a double in the Meganes this season, but wasn't quite able to do it. Did one less lap in the race to get that position, but still good job nonetheless. And well, I'll give it back over to you then, Menno.
Oh, okay. So we're waiting for some people to get into the wait here for interviews room, and I think we will bring them in.
User was moved to your channel. User was moved to your channel.
And
Channel moved.
Oh, that's the wrong.
User was moved
Now I
to
believe
your channel.
everybody's now in. So we're going. I think we will start with, if he's around, the winner of race 1, Roy Schroeter.
Yeah, I'm around. Hello.
Hello. Well, that was amazingly how you did that in race 1. Of course, you had pole, so then of course from pole to win it looks very easy, but you needed to make a lot of tactical decisions, and sometimes I questioned if that was the right one, but in the end it looks like you always did the right one, and you knew it right away it was the right one, and the rest was wrong. Can you tell us those tactical moves in race 1 that won you the race, how you made that happen?
Well, my pace was pretty surprising to me as well. I didn't practice as much as always in the Megane, so I'd like to have some more time, but unfortunately that's not the case. But still, it's very easy to get up to speed in these cars, I think, but the rain was very tricky. For one reason or another, it suited me this time, because I've never had the pace in the rain in these cars at any previous event. So I kind of surprised myself there with the pole position. I made a little mistake at the start, but I was able to catch back the lead before the end of lap 1. After that it was just, well, not a cruise, but the car felt very good and I was able to pull away from the field. But then it stopped raining and it was so tricky to decide whether to go to the dry tires or not, and then I decided to go for it. Because the track was really drying out and I didn't really expect any more rain, but of course you never know, but I just went for it. I saw others go for it. I saw Vazel doing it a lap earlier, and I saw him catching back some seconds to me, so I knew it was the right moment to go for it. So I switched to the dry tires, and then near the end of the race it got rainy again. I waited it out for a few laps, and I couldn't find my rain tires in my pit menu as well. So I thought there was some error, but in the end I was able to find them and select them. So I went into the pit. It was raining quite heavily at the moment. I had no clue what the dry tires would do in the rain. I've never tested them in these conditions. So I just went for the safe option and pitted, but then I saw that Roy and Mathieu, they didn't pit, so it was quite a tense few laps trying to catch them back, but in the end I was able to. But they sure made it quite an exciting drive those last few laps.
Yeah, you were catching Roy Vazel, of course, and then passing him. So yeah, so in the end, it was quite easy because you had the pace on the other Roy on tires, or was it
Yeah,
more difficult?
well, once I catched him, it was quite easy to overtake him because I just had to pace off the corner. So it was not really a struggle there, but just really to keep your head focused and trying to gain back all those seconds because it was quite a big gap.
Yeah.
So that was the main focus.
Okay, now up to race two. There, what like Roy Vazel happened in race one, it happened to you in race two. For a long time, I thought you were on the right strategy, and then halfway the race, I saw it getting drier, and you were on the rain tires, and I thought, no, Roy will at least have enough. But in the end, in the last lap, which the commentators didn't know it was the last lap. We thought it was the penultimate lap. We saw both others overtaking you. Was that to a surprise to you? They gained so hard, or did you already feel like, oh no, I'm lost?
Well, no, I certainly didn't know I would have lost that one. I saw them coming though, and I saw the clock ticking down. I wasn't sure either if it would be the final lap or not. But I played already in my head that if I pushed them on the wet parts of the track, I would have easily be able to keep them behind. But the dry tires are pretty good in the rainy conditions, it seems, because they were just able to blast past by me. It's just so frustrating with half a lap to go. It's just I'm pretty sad about that. I think I'm even more disappointed that I lost that one than winning the first one actually. I had some issue with the back marker. Maybe he lost me a bit of seconds. He was on the dry tires when coming out of the pit, so we kind of had the same pace. But I was in his rainy slipstream, so I couldn't see a thing. Maybe I lost some seconds there.
Okay.
It keeps playing in your head, but in the end we'll never know, and the conditions just played in their hands at the end. I didn't expect to be even able to battle for the lead because I didn't expect that everybody would be on dry. If I'd known that, I might have stayed out as well, but I went for the gamble, and I guess P3 is still pretty good.
Yeah, like you got pole, first place and a third place, so yeah, you did pretty good. Thanks, Roy, for being there, and yeah, hopefully in the next races you can have more champagne or whatever you drink after the race, wherever we go. Yeah, well done. So yeah, hope to see you next time, Roy Scotten.
Yeah, thank you. I'll try my best.
Okay. Now we're going to the other Roy, Roy Vazel. Are you there, Roy Vazel?
Yeah, sure.
So yeah, you had two really epic races as well, if I can say it. Can you take us to race one, where the other Roy here was gaining on you, and yeah, for us commentators it was like, you were of course on the wrong tire, but you gave us a show, like a drift show we never watched before. We saw you in the rain, we saw you like drifting out of corners and keeping it. It was amazing to see. But how is that feeling when you see somebody like Roy Scotten get onto you when you have for you feeling the wrong tire?
Yeah, well, that was exciting, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, well, the conditions were so unpredictable at all. And yeah, about the drifts, they were mega, but I lost a lot of time there in the drifts. We had race one was really good. I mean, I had a great start. I think I had the best start from the top three. I had to lift a little and avoid Roy Scruton. Was not his fault, but I steered too much and made me crash with Matthew. Sorry for that, Matthew, but yeah. Well, after that we had I had a good pace on the wet tires. Starting to catch a little to the front as well, and I was one of the first one to go to the slick tires. In the practice, I noticed that 15% was about the limit to go. So when it was already 12, so I started to go pit for slicks. and immediately started to catch a lot of time on Scroton, and I came to about 5 seconds before he has to make a pit stop again. And yeah, well, then it started raining again, unfortunately, and Royce Scroton was on the right tire, and he catched me. In the beginning, he didn't even catch me a lot, but then it started to rain harder, and I got more difficulties to keep it on the track, more drift shows, and P2. I saw there was nobody was catching me except Royce Scroton, so I took the risk to stay out.
Yeah, of course. So you're quite happy about race 1 then?
Wow, yeah, it was strategy-wise and driver-wise. It was.
Yeah.
This is what we're here for. I mean, this is what I like. Yeah, it was great.
And can you take us to race 2? Because I believe you had a off there as well in one of the first laps. You were off.
Yes.
Somewhere? Can you take us there?
Yes, I started on the slick tires. It started raining, and I was on the wrong tire, and I came a little bit out of the, a little bit wide out of corner 1 on the wet part. Started to drift, and didn't make it to keep it straight on the line, and just crashed off. Yeah, shit happens, but from there it was really difficult to come back to the top 3. And I have to be fair, the guys in front were really fast, even in the last laps, and I was lucky. I was lucky to set the fastest lap in the last lap, so it gives me an extra point if I'm correct.
Okay, yes, so overall you are quite happy with this result?
Yes, it was good.
Of course, that
it was fun.
That your teammate Josh Downard scored, I believe, a 5th place in race 1 was of course a bit of adding to that as for the team you're driving in. So
that's great.
Yeah, that's great. That's what I thought. So yeah, I want to thank you as well, Roy. I think you did amazing in these conditions, and
yeah. Thank you too for the great broadcast.
Yeah, well, yeah. So it was really good to see. And now we're going to the number 3 interview, and that will be the last interview of the night. That's Mr. Dan Hutt. Hello, Dan.
Hi.
Yeah, I needed to wait a bit before we came up to you. Of course, for you it's a bit different. You are more down in position, but of course you still keep improving every time you're racing. And at least me as a commentator and cameraman, I can see you're still improving and improving. And I believe your qualifying lap from today was quite good. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was quite good. I started from P10, my first time starting in the top 10, so that wasn't very nice. Gained some positions because there was a big crash at the beginning. So it was P5, and at corner 5 I spun because I didn't have much grip. So yeah, that was set, and I ended up in P14. So
the result was maybe not what you were hoping for?
No, I think I could have ended up in the top 10 first race, but I'm happy with the points I got in the first race.
Yeah, and then going up to
second race was a lot better than expected. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the second race that was from strategy. Like strategy was much better than the first race. Like I saw you switching onto other tires in race 2, but I had a feeling like it was strategy was much better. Oh, now we pit and we stay, and I think overall what I saw, your second race was much better. Do you agree on that, or you think you could do it?
Yeah, I agree. I had a good start on the second race. Gained some positions at the beginning. Second lap I gained positions too because a lot of people spun in the first corner. Then I got in the pit on the wet tires because it was still raining. I thought maybe I could catch up in the guys in front. Otherwise I couldn't do that. So did it, gained a position, but I needed to give it back. And still ended up in P9, so that was really great for the team, but also for me.
Yeah, those are good points, of course, from both rounds. Now, because you're the last one I interview, I want to ask you. The next round is at the Nürburgring, and do you know that circuit? I think you do, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So is that one you are looking forward to race on?
I'm looking forward to that track. Hopefully I can score some points out there too. So
Yeah. Well, the Nürburgring, it sometimes rains there. Would you mind rain at the Nürburgring, or would you prefer it to be dry for once?
I prefer it to be dry personally, because it's gonna be chaos out there if it's gonna rain. So yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can understand. Well, Dan, thanks for being here for the interview, and
No problem.
And yeah, I think that rounds it out. And Sam, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still around, still just about here.
Should we make an end to this amazing broadcast? Of course.
Oh, it's difficult, isn't it? It's been such a fantastic couple of races. We don't want it to end, but yeah, we have to end it at some point, don't we?
You can end it for me because
Okey-dokey.
I'm tired for talking all that interview.
Excellent job, Menno, and congrats as well to all the guys that came in. Great interviews and great racing and a good win as well for Roy Schroten. So I'll end it right here then. But before I do, just to mention again that next time out for both the GP3s and the Meganes, we're going to be going to the Nürburgring for the next rounds of the season. That you can catch the Nürburgring round of the GP3 Championship on Wednesday the 27th of September, so in about...
Can I give a shout out? Nope.
Meganes in Nürburgring as well. And I believe Roy Schroten, you want to make a shout out?
Yeah, my team is still looking for a driver in GP3, so if you're listening and you want to try it out, this great league, just send a message to me anywhere you want.
Excellent, nice. That's always a good bit of promotion for the league as well. So certainly Racing Team Schroten looking for another driver in the GP3 Championship. So just let Roy know if you fancy a drive. Everyone's welcome to the league, and there's lots of guys in the league as well to help you out to get used to things, get used to understanding, almost also a bit of setup help as well. I'm starting to lose the ability to speak. It's been a long one. So I think I'll sign off now before I do start speaking complete mumbo jumbo. So like I said, join us again if you can in 9 days time and 2 weeks time for the GP3s and the Meganes at the Nürburgring. But for today from Brno, we now have a new championship leader in Jason Muscat, and it's been a very wet one, so we're all going to go dry off now. But for now, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Menno as well. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.